This time of year is a great time to start a new project. If you've seen the previous 2 videos in this series, you'll already have some crucial hints and tips that you'll need to produce a picture book. Hello Groovy Cats, it's me Jules, and today I just wanted to carry on giving you a quick overview of Make a Picture Book step by step. In this last of 3 videos, I'll talk about hardware and software, what registering your book is, and what to do about uploading your manuscript to an online publisher. If you haven't seen the first or second video, the playlist is right here. Go and have a look before you start this video and then come back and watch this one. You might be wondering how you're going to get your work from that piece of paper in front of you to a format ready to be uploaded to KDP or Amazon or something similar. Or indeed how you're going to get it to an actual printer to get physical copies. KDP is a straightforward way to get your first book published. It stands for Kindle Direct Publishing and it is affiliated directly to Amazon. In Module 7, I give you the best tips that I know to upload your book. And also what to do about ISBNs, that's the International Standard Book Numbers. There is a trick to it. There are other alternatives to KDP if you don't want to go down the Amazon route. For example, Draft to Digital, which I've used before. There's also Ingram Spark, Kobo, iBooks, Barnes & Noble, and lots of others. You could also seek out a printer that's local to you. That way you can pop in and discuss things with them. With these online printers, you can either order author copies for yourself, so you have a few copies at home that you can sell, or you can get the print on demand service. This means, for example, if somebody orders one on Amazon, then KDP will print it out and send it to them directly, and you just get the profits from that. You need to ask yourself, how familiar are you with your computer programs? If you've just purchased or hired Photoshop or InDesign, spend a little bit of time watching tutorials on how to use them effectively before you launch yourself into using them for your first book. You can get away with using Microsoft Word for the whole thing, although it does have its limitations. But again, I do give my best tips for how to use that to upload to one of these services. I know when I first started, using Microsoft Word did drive me a little bit insane, although I think things have probably improved tech-wise since then. You may have decided not to have any physical copies at all and to produce an ebook. I've done this before and I've used Kindle Kids Book Creator. The problem that I found is if your text is on the same page as your illustrations, then Kindle will view that as a picture, even the text, so you can't enlarge the text. And that means that if you are looking at this book on a small device like a phone or perhaps even an iPad, you can't enlarge the text to read it properly unless, and this is the trick, you use pop-ups. Now, what is a pop-up? Well, I go into the details on the course, but essentially it's an area where you can hover over, the text literally pops up and you can view it enlarged. And then that way it's as accessible to somebody who's reading it on a phone or a small device as it is to somebody viewing it on a laptop. It's also really important to get your keywords and your titles and your descriptions matching as much as possible. And that's the way that you can get found on the internet. And that doesn't matter whether you're making print on demand, a physical book or an ebook. You'll also need to know how to register your book. This means it can be purchased by bookshops and also gifted to libraries. You might find as a new author that bookshops only want to take copies as a sale or return, or SOR. There might be slightly different terminology in your country, but essentially it means that a bookshop will be willing to take some copies, and if they sell it, they will give you the profit, and if they don't, they return the book to you if they've given it a fair shot. The bookshop will also take a cut from that, and you need to come up with that agreement before you actually hand over your books. This is very different from wholesale. Wholesale is when a shop will purchase an amount of copies from you, and that's it. That's the end of it. until they want to restock, and then they buy some more. Usually though, wholesale prices are less to the bookshop than sale or return. So your profit margins are slightly smaller, but your risk is also smaller. With wholesale, the bookshop is actually taking a bigger risk because they're buying a bunch of books from you, but they might not sell them. However, wholesale is better for you as an author. With sale or return, you have to keep checking back with the shops because however much they say they're going to let you know when they sell some, they probably won't. And then if they do sell some and you find out about it because you've been asking them, then you need to invoice them and then possibly badger them for the money. I must say I gave up with sale or return a long time ago because it took up so much time chasing around different shops, trying to decide, who's sold things and who hasn't, and then invoicing people, and it was generally a bit of a pain. However, as a new author, you might not have the option. By the way, I wanted to just point out that this video is not sponsored by anybody. I'm just giving you the benefit of my knowledge and understanding of things that I have actually used myself. Please feel free to do your own research and go down the route that you want to go down. If you need some help with making your picture book and want to use my exact formula, then I'll leave a link in the description box below. There is a free preview to have a look at, and once you're fully enrolled, the course is yours forever to watch and re-watch as many times as you want. There are 52 lessons, including 4 hours of video content, and lots of downloads to print off and keep. There are checklists at the end of each module and links to all of the useful websites that I talk about. These are all the key things that you need to get clear in your head before you delve too far into making your picture book. In particular, it's really important to focus on how you are going to publish your book, because if you want to indie publish, then that will have a domino effect on all of the other decisions that you make along the way. If you decide to do this and it feels utterly overwhelming, I know exactly how you feel because I was there. The main thing to remember is that you don't need to learn absolutely everything now, this week. Take it step by step, and soon you'll discover that you're learning things you never thought you'd learn. And when you reach your goal and have that book in your hand, you'll realise how far you've come. So check out the free preview. I'll leave the link in the description box below. I may have a sneaky sale on this month. Well, that is it in this series. Next week I will be doing a draw with me on buildings. A slight hankering for Edinburgh. I'm off to spook a haggis. I will see you next time. Nanu nanu.